I believe it was the great Winston Churchill who said, "We back, sucker!" He didn't. He didn't say that. I don't have any sound effects going right now. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you're here, hit the like button. It helps me to know that everything is working. As you can see, we are in a different basement. You know, I said my tearful goodbye to the basement, and it was nostalgic. And I was like looking around, being like, I felt like that Will Smith GIF of him just, just going like, oh, it's an empty room. It's, oh man, so many memories. And then I just switched to a different basement. So it's still basement stuff. Like we're still just like hanging out, doing things in the basement, just talking about random stuff. But it's just a different basement. And I wanted to hop on and say hi first off, but also make sure that everything is working. I need to make sure. So let me know how the audio sounds. I can hear a little bit of an echo, and I need to know, and a little bit of a buzz. I need to know if that's actually a thing so I could fix it later. But hey, how's everything going, guys? I know it's been a while. It's been a while from Underdog Theology. It'll be back on Monday, though. We're back. We're going to be back. The break is over. We were on a break, and the break is over. So Monday, Underdog Theology, back to its usual time. I'm going to try my best to put out a few more streams that, have like a focus, and we're going to have some content to talk about. And boy, is there. We can talk about some stuff right now if you wanted. I'm just checking. It looks like some of the comments are starting to come in now. So that's great. Everything sounds normal, Mitchell says. Thanks for that. All right, let's just say hi to some people. This is fun. I've missed you guys, and it's been, I know, like I did a stream like a couple weeks ago, but not very many people were there. And so it's just fun to be back at it. Let me know what you think about the set. Obviously, not so much theology in the set. I wonder how that's going to affect some viewers if they're like, oh, you have to have, if it's a show about theology, it has to have theology everywhere. Where's your Bunyan, sucker? I don't know why sucker is on my mind so much. But yeah, we're just sticking with the movie thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep these walls the same. I ordered some things. Got some contact paper coming in because I don't want to paint, because eventually in the summer, this is I don't know, the purgatory of sets. Okay, we're going from the old normal set to eventually we're going to be out in my shed, which is like, I don't know why. Again, they built it like a house. It's legit. It just doesn't have insulation. So I've got to do that in the summertime before it gets into winter. And then the set is going to be over there. It's going to be my studio. It's going to be legit. But that's probably late summer. So that's also late summer. I'm going to be wrecking this room and turning it into a bedroom. So because there's some water damage over in the corner and some things we got to do with this room because it's an older house. And I don't know why I'm going so far into detail with it, but basically this is an in between set. So I didn't want to like paint and like, because I'm going to be ripping apart this drywall anyways and taking down the wallpaper, because this is like really like the only like angle that this works at. So I got some contact paper, some navy contact paper. I want to go for like real contrasty kind of stuff, but I don't know. There's a part of me that just kind of digs this, of just like so garage. It feels punk rock to me, and as you guys know, that's what I'm all about. So like I'm pretty good with it. I still need to get some frames for these two posters, so they look a little janky right now, but it's kind of the overall vibe. I'm kind of going away. I need to hang up the skeleton, the skull sign. I need to put that up here. Um, but yeah, and then put some stuff down here so it's not just like a black void. But I need to work on lighting. But overall, this is basically what I'm going to go for, although the walls might be blue. But let me know. Do you like the plaid, weird garage basement vibe? I kind of dig it. Britt's here. What's up, Britt? Why is everything always so messed up when I haven't streamed in a while? Okay, we're gonna put you up here. And Britt's just like, yes, finally, we can be back. And Cassie is here, says, hi Dean, hope the move went is going well. It went okay. We had some hiccups. I fell like 4 feet off of patio and messed up my back pretty bad. But I'm a little whiny baby girl, so like, I'm okay. But it hurt pretty bad. And then I got immediately sick. Like, so we moved on, like, we got the keys on Friday. We moved on Saturday. Sunday we kind of just chilled a little bit. I did some things. I moved, like, we didn't get everything, so I needed to go and get more things. And we had until this, actually today, yeah, until today to get everything out of our old place. So I went back on Sunday, and then Monday I got the flu, like hardcore, in the middle of the night. Both me and H got it, which was bad because obviously diabetes and all that kind of stuff again. But it was just, why did we get this? I don't know, but we're over it pretty quick. So thank the Lord for that. But other than that, it went pretty well. My wife is a rock star because I was planning on cleaning the whole place myself, and her parents did most of it. So very thankful for them, kind of pinch hitting while I was sick. And Heidi is here, and so is Aaron, and I'm hoping that they're watching it together. In my head, they're holding hands on a couch, just intently, like watching the screen, and like not talking. It's just, I don't know. They're just staring at the screen. And Cassie, again, thanks for letting me know about the audio. Britt, this will be great as I make 100-day shirt for my boys Mario theme. What? This will be great as I make a 100-day shirt for my boys. What is that? What is a 100-day shirt? Explain that to me. That sounds pretty cool. And you're making it? What? Are you sewing? And audio sounds good. Sounds normal. Thanks for that. Wendy, what's up, Wendy? No skulls yet. Oh, we're gonna get him in here. Batman's probably gonna go to the back. Mostly, I just got to cover. You can kind of see it bothers me. Like there's some chunks missing from my desk. I've had this desk for years now. It's just like a cheap one off of Amazon, but it's so freaking sturdy. Love it. But there's a chunk missing, so that's why Batman's there. But probably Skull will be there just to mess with some people. It'll be fun. We got some lighting to do. Got to put the bourbon back there with the light behind it. Do all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Wendy says, Dean, Sammy, my doxy will paint for room and board. Just saying. Hey. We have no more rooms available. We have all three of our boys right now are in one small room because I have to renovate this room. And so, but we're not going to do that until summer because it's going to cost a lot, because we also have to dig out and do some like sewer work. And it's going to be a lot of jackhammering. I'm going to earn this Carhartt shirt and like do some like legit construction stuff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be a while. So right now they're all in one room, which we've made work. Like there's like triple bunk beds and stuff you can get to, it works for now, but it's not a long-term solution. So we're going to move the oldest down here, and he's going to be all on his own. I'm going to be a little jealous. All right. Jeremy, what's up? Let's go. Where are we going? I don't want to go anywhere. I moved already. I don't ever want to leave this house. We bought it, and now I'm just like, this is it. This is where I'm at now. I'm in the basement. I don't need to go anywhere else. What's up, Kip? Kip Lupton woke Christian, letting everybody know where he's at. It's been a minute for sure. That's a nice picture, but no. A nice picture of you guys holding hands and just quietly watching the screen, and then every once in a while pulling out your phone. How do you guys do it? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. How do you guys chat? Are you guys watching on a computer? Like for me, when I'm watching stuff, I'm watching on the Apple TV, and then I have my phone out whenever I want to comment, and I chat through the phone. But are you guys on your laptop? Are you guys on iPads? Or do you guys have the screen up? Like what? How do you guys watch stuff? I'd be interested to know that. Um, 100 days of school. Oh, as in like there's 100 days left, or like are we racing? I don't know. Wallpaper, face orange, biting nails. What? Is that what you think of this color? Okay. Um, Macho Demolition. That's right. Then maybe those guys will get off my back and be like, all right, he's a man, I guess. I guess he does earn the beard. Are you still in Moose Jaw? Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I will not give you my address. Heidi says, Dean, I went roller skating this week and remembered we are not as young as we used to be. The body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Oh my goodness. When I was a youth pastor, I took the kids roller skating. Apparently, it is not like a bike. Like, it's like I completely forgot how to skate. Like, completely. Like, it's like my body was like just like not remembering what to do. It was so embarrassing. So we only went one time, and I haven't roller skated since. Uh, but it was like eventually I got it, but it was pretty embarrassing there for a sec. And why did I say that on the internet? Paul, hey, what's up, man? With the oldest downstairs, does that mean your shows not have a dedicated? Your show now has a dedicated producer? No, no, because that kid will be like, well, I need some creative rights in this. And we're not, no, this isn't a democracy. This, ooh, did you hear that? Is that something that you guys heard, or was that just on my end? That didn't sound good. I'm a little worried about some of these chords. They got kind of smushed, and hopefully everything is working the way it should. Let's see. 100 Days of School Celebration. Cutting foam circles to resemble the coins in Mario Kart. Ooh, cool. That's awesome. Mitchell says he's watching on his phone. All right. Jeremy says on his phones always with headphones. So you just chilling with the fam and they're watching Bluey, right? Like for the 80th time. A lot of phones. Okay. That's interesting. I hate watching stuff on my phone. I will put on something on my phone when like I'm in the car and like I'm not watching it. Okay. All right. Just don't get me in trouble, guys. I'm not watching it while I drive. I'm listening to it. But you know, I don't want to pay for like that YouTube Red thing. So I just have it on there. But pretty much all the time, it's never a phone because I don't know. It's just such a small screen. Um, but then again, you know, you got kids around. I watch a lot of stuff on the iPad when I'm like doing other things. So there's that. And earbuds. Okay. Also, no stereotypical film buff Pulp Fiction poster. Yeah, well, we could do that. No, these posters are sent to me from movieposters.com. If you need movie posters, contact movieposter.com. They sponsored my movie channel, which I have not made a video in 23 days. And I'm very worried that that channel is dead as soon as I got a sponsor and got to 1,000 subs. It's just like, bye for a month. And YouTube is going to penalize me like crazy. But hopefully I'll be able to overcome it by Super Bowl time because a lot of movie stuff happens around Super Bowl. They have attended 100 days so far this year. See, I wouldn't celebrate that. Like, I'm more of like, is it over yet? You know, like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I'm just like, can we be done? Can we be done? Is it 100 days left? How many days are left? I remember the first day of my senior year, I got so in trouble. This is like Fundy school stuff. I got in trouble for having a sign that counted down the days left until summer, until school was over. I hated school. And so my supervisor, because it was a little Christian, you know, ACE school, she brought me to the back room. She's like, I don't like your attitude. I think you have a heart problem. And I said, I think I have a school problem. I don't want it. Heidi says, we do usually watch together, but today he is gaming in bed after a long day of work, and I am on the couch so I can make sure our girls are safe while they sell chocolate in the driveway. Oh, do they have like a little stand? That's so cool. I wish I could game. I would love to game with Aaron, but just not good at it, and I get frustrated. Wendy, uh, all I have in my motel room is my phone to watch stuff on. I have no tech savvy. Don't worry about it. It seems like everyone else is watching on their phone. Rejoicing Bones! Bones is here. I'm on an iPad. iPhone is too small for my aging eyes. I'm right there with you, man. Hardenstein. I'm always sorry, man. Like I'm gonna issue you a standing apology because I will always butcher your name, and I don't mean to. The biting nails thing is the emote I typed. You just can't see it for some reason. Okay, all right. I chat on a laptop. I type too slow on my phone to keep up with the chat. I am much better on my phone than I am with the laptop. I don't even do those keys work for anything other than putting in Safari pages? I don't know anymore. Or screenshots. I could take screenshots. Heidi, last time I took my oldest to skating, I busted my butt. Sounds familiar. Just imagine having like 20 teenagers that you brought to this thing, and you're trying to get them involved, and you just constantly keep doing that. Not fun. My phone screen has a line on it. It keeps getting bigger. Uh-oh. Sounds like you need a new phone, bud. Bo, what's up, Bo? Glad to have you back. Glad to be back. It's nice to be anywhere, to be honest. Cassie, usually I watch replay, but I always watch on my phone. I'm watching on my TV. See, that's where I'm at. Usually my phone, but I'm laid up, so this is better. Oh, you're laid up? I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I'm watching on my TV, 100%. I'm so excited that we get to mount stuff now. Like, I'm going to put the TV up in the living room so when my kids are running around, I could still watch stuff. I don't know if any of you parents deal with that, but it's just constantly. I don't know why. There's so much room, but they just have to be right in the middle. They have to be right in the middle of the TV, and they're not watching it. They're playing with other stuff. So it's just like, why? How do you end up here? Is there like some weird like magnetic pull that every little kid feels to be right in the middle of TV screens? iPhone 6 is the best iPhone Apple ever made. Oh, yeah? I wasn't planning on doing this. I have all my tech stuff over here. Do I have any other ones? These are the only ones I have available. All right, you want to talk about Apple stuff? Let's do a full John Adams. This is the best phone that Apple ever made. It is the iPhone 4S, and it is the prettiest thing you have ever seen in your entire life. I loved it so much I could not sell it. I mean, look at this thing. It's gorgeous. It's perfect. Everything about it. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, we're tech bloggers now. And then we have, this is a success, I think. This is a crack screen one. I still need to fix this, but it still works. And I just look how pretty they make these things. I got another success somewhere. And then of course, I've got my iPod, my 30 gig iPod video, first gen of the video versions, and an iPod Shuffle that I found on a street here in Moose Jaw. Found it on the street, and I was like, "Hey, it works, sweet, mine." There was no one around. All right, what was I supposed to do? Okay, it was just sitting there. Um, the woke see, the woke see, the woke see. Yep, they have a stand, World's Best Chocolate Fund. What is that? Is that See's? SEES? See's candy? What kind of candy are they selling? Have you ever seen the Bob Marley movie trailer? Also, Willy Wonka was the best movie of 2023, in my opinion. I haven't seen it yet. I got so behind on stuff. I don't even like musicals, but you got to watch it if you haven't yet. Good story and script writing. I've heard it's really charming. Yeah, it's weird because like Gene Wilder, right? Like you're not going to get better than him. And I know everybody loves Timothy Chalamet, but there's like a little part of me that just like doesn't like him because everyone loves him. I'm such a rebel. I just can't, I can't get behind someone who's popular. But like I like him as an actor, but like it's just like we don't need him in everything, and it feels like he's in everything. But I hear it's great, so you're probably right. Um, let's see. I'm just gonna call him War. I don't want to give this phone up. It has an old-fashioned earbud port. Ooh, hard to come by these days. Kip, I'm trying to taunt Joel Webbin with the new title. Oh, nice. Um, it's not hard these days. These guys, they just keep going. Every time I'm just like, what? How? What is it? What are they doing? Like now, like there's the whole like get rid of Alistair Begg stuff. Oh my goodness. What time is it? Before I start like rambling off about Alistair Begg, I was really just planning on doing like a little check in, make sure equipment is working. Um, but yeah, it's all these guys. They're just trying to get rid of the important guys, or at least the ones that they can. It feels like that, at least to me. Like all the guys that they can take a shot at and minimalize like their impact and their voice, they do. And it's over dumb stuff. Now, granted, like I've already talked about it, I disagree with Alistair Begg on that thing. Um, I don't think that a Christian should go to one of those kind of events because it's a hard line, and I'm not going to judge anyone who's going to view it differently. It's a hard line of attendance versus celebration, and like what are you supposed to do, go and like protest? like like if you're there, everyone's assuming that you're celebrating, and so I do disagree with Alistair Begg on that. But just like how everyone's like, all right, well, I guess he's a heretic now. I've seen people say that. I've heard people like go off about how he's always been, this liberal guy. It's like, you've never listened to Alistair Begg. He's so conservative, but it's just such a weird thing that all these young guys are like, you have to be perfect. And if you're not, you're done. And I know that those guys would look at me and what I do here on this channel and they would say the same thing. But like we're talking about real stuff. It's not just like a hypothetical situation of what you would tell a grandma. It's like this abuse. We're talking about, people saying horrible things from the pulpit. We're talking about blogs and books that are being written. And it's not the same thing. I know that they would view it as being the same thing, but to me, it is definitely not. And just feels like all these guys are trying to take their shots at the big guys to get rid of them. Like what we do here on this channel is we kind of take our shots, but it's more of like about real things. And then also like not to get rid of it. Like I don't want TGC to end, even though I've had some major issues with TGC over the last year and a half. Like some of the blogs that they wrote, some of the things that they've supported, some of the people that they've platformed. Like I have major issues with TGC, but you know what? I still got a buddy with TGC. Like I've got people that I know who are a part of TGC and they're doing good work. And I don't want TGC to end, but I do want to be able to give a voice to people who have criticism for some of these big dogs, as we often call them here. But these guys, they feel like it feels like they will take one thing and they'll blow it to be like this huge deal in order to take them down. Like, think about this. Like, Alistair Begg said this one thing on a radio show. I don't even know when it was. If it was recent, it seemed like it was a long time ago, but it was this one situation. And now that has blown up to be like this huge deal to where everyone's talking about it. These people are saying, we're not going to support Alistair Begg anymore. And now John MacArthur has disinvited or uninvited Alistair Begg from Shepherd's Conference. Like, that's a big deal. Like, that's like, think about, not that I would spend the money to go to Shepherd's Conference. It's like you might as well go on a cruise. Like, it's that expensive. But they're tons of people tons of people who paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go, and they want to hear John MacArthur, sure, but they also want to hear Alistair Begg, and they want to hear some of these bigger guys, whatever. You could talk about idolatry, you could talk about, celebrity pastor stuff, and, whatever. I think it's okay to want to hear people. But they came and they bought the tickets, and they're going to come because Alistair Begg was going to be preaching, or at least partly. And now they don't get that. Now it's going to be, some fill-in Grace Community Church guy, right? Or somebody like one of the guys who used to be at Grace Community Church but is now planted a church that looks exactly like Grace Community Church. They're just gonna have that guy in, and like that stinks. That stinks for them. It stinks for Alistair Begg. It's a blemish, an unnecessary blemish on a guy's reputation that, like, he's stellar, like he's great, and they're just continuing to do this. And again, it's not like covering up abuse. It's not like he was a jerk to people and like very like unbiblically, you know, acting toward people in a way that was sinful. Like, it's not that. It's he gave his opinion about attending a wedding, and I disagree with it. But what? Like, we have to get rid of a guy because we disagree about application? Like, his theology is the exact same. It's the same as it's always been. And like, they're just like, oh, compromise. I'm pretty sure he would have said the same thing like 25 years ago. Because he is that kind of guy. And like, I don't know, like maybe I'm biased a little bit. I do like Alistair Begg quite a bit. But it's just sad what all these guys like Joel Webbin and all these folks are trying to do. They're just trying to slay the Giants so they could take their spot, except for they're not qualified for it. And they're like, again, most of these guys, like, we looked at the map, right? Like, maybe I still have it. Some of you guys are like, he's getting real preachy for a chill stream. But let's see. Yeah. All right. We got the map going. All right. Remember, like, these guys, education wise, except for a few of them, like, you're talking about people with master's degrees, MDivs, PhDs, most of them. And then you look at these guys and you don't see that. All right. At least from a few, like a lot of the like Twitter people, and even people will talk about Joe Rigney. Guys, Joe Rigney doesn't have like an accredited degree as far as like post-secondary. So he, like, for his graduate stuff, he went to, Minneapolis, like with Desiring God, like the Bethlehem, that's the name of it. He went to Bethlehem, and then he went to Moscow, like, and got a fake degree from Doug Wilson's fake school. Like he's not. Like, Costi just got it. Ben Sauvé doesn't. Joel Webbin doesn't have theological education. Like, you just go through a lot of these guys, and it's not the same. It's not the same. But they want to take their spots, though. They think they could do it. I don't think so, but we'll see. When the 4S came out, my husband drove almost 4 hours to buy one. Yeah, it was my first iPhone. Like this, I didn't get the 3G. I got some Android HTC thing. Is that the right? That sounded like it was like a truck thing. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the company was HTC, right? I don't know. But yeah, I just love this thing. Like, look how pretty it is. It's a gorgeous phone. All right. iPods are the best. I agree. You could have whatever phone you want. No judgment here. I'm just an Apple guy, so I have to. World's Best Chocolate is the brand our school does a fundraiser every year. I hate it, but my girls love selling them. Hey, you know what? If they could do it from the, just the driveway, that's awesome. It's when you have to take them everywhere. That sounds like a lot of work. Movies aren't good anymore. What? No, there's some good movies. Go watch Past Lives. Past Lives was great. I just watched The Holdovers. That was pretty good. Not as good as what everyone says, but it's still up there. What else is there? I don't know. I still need to see Godzilla -1. That's on my list. Let's see. Grant. I just came here for Alistair Begg. Well, he ain't here. I'm sorry, Grant. fool you. Cassie, what did Alistair Begg do, guys? Not a lot. He just gave advice about a grandma going to um, a Letter's wedding, and yeah, people ran with it. Wendy says, I disagree with him too, but let us not shoot our own. Satan is the accuser of the brethren. Yeah, yeah, and it's about like what is real. Like, I mean, like, I I don't remember. Was it a hypothetical situation with the grandma, or was it a real grandma? Either way, like, I think most of us, we can hear that and be like, well, I'm not going to. And he's not prescribing that as like, this is the way everyone should view it. This is what the advice that he would give. And yeah, I think that's very different than, this is the way ministry should be done. This is the way I view, this theological point. It's it's descriptive rather than prescriptive. At least that's the way I took it. Grant says, I think he gave bad advice that was unwise, but people are calling it hardcore sin. Yeah. Yeah. They're saying like basically he's abandoned the faith because of it. Like there are people who are saying that. It's insane. I'm with Begg. I would go to the wedding and bring a gift. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's 100% a hard one. And I'm not going to really like debate anyone about it because it is a difficult one. It really is about like how you view attendance. And like you have to really nuance that to be like, is it celebration? Because if it's celebration, then that's different, right? Like if, at least according to my view of the Bible and sexual ethics within it, like that would be much different than attending something, right? Like you can attend different, like, I don't know, like even like city things like different festivals and parades, not that kind of parade, but certain parades. Like you can go and be around the city even though that certain things might happen around it or be attached to it that you're not going to agree with 100%. But is that celebrating it? Attendance versus celebration is where I really have a hard time with it. I understand the heart behind it and I appreciate the heart behind it. And there are certain points of it that I definitely agree with. Like, because so many people will take it as, all right, well, you just don't love me if you're not going to be there, or you hate me if you're not going to be there. Like, you can go even that far. And people do. And it ruins relationships. So I understand the effort to try to maintain the relationship while still maintaining boundaries. Like he had a lot of nuances with it, but yeah. That was my church in Ohio for 10 years. What? Cleveland. Beggs has been solid for 40 years. I'm older, so I've been listening to him for years. I disagree with him on this, but cancel him? Come on. Good call, man. Yeah, it's so weird to do that. You need to look him up. The man on the middle cross said I could come. I've gone to concerts, churches, weddings of people whose life choices I couldn't support. I wouldn't stand in the wedding or sign anything as witness. Yeah, yeah, right. Like, and we all know that we have family members like that. Like, I think a lot of people give like all this thought to how the church would do it, and like people within the church, and then they have like this totally separate category for family members. And like a lot of times they don't even think about that part, or like the hypocrisy between those two until it's part of their family, and then they have to think through it. But they don't think about it for other people. But yeah, it's like, again, it's attendance versus celebration, and like where are you going to draw those lines? And it's such a nuanced conversation. I'm not going to debate anyone about it. Now, if you're celebrating it and you're just like, yeah, I want to celebrate it, then I don't think we have a bigger problem. We need to go to some scripture passages. Carol, nice to see you, Dean. Nice to see you here. We just got lots of rain. Lucky. Wendy says, John MacArthur shunning Dr. Begg, yet Eileen Gray and Wendy Guay loom in the background awaiting any repentance by J-Mac. It's not going to happen. At this point, it's just not going to happen. I agree, Carol. Mitchell says, I saw some make a good point that they would go to their baby's birth because they weren't, say, I personally don't like the advice Alistair Begg gave, but I am not going to cancel him. Yeah. Carol says, I like your new studio. We have some sound effects. We could do it. We could do, you are, even though you're a Mrs.
Mr. Unlimited.
Whoa. Was that as loud for everyone else as it was for me? What the heck was that? We're going to take these sound effects all the way down. What? That was bonkers. I'm so sorry. I bet you're glad the move is over. Yes, we have everything in our house, and that's about it. Like, we got a lot of work to do around here, but I wanted to get things in the studio ready to go because I want to get back to it. Let's see. There's a Moscow in Idaho, apparently. Do you guys hear that buzz? Let me know if you hear a buzz right now. H is coming. You and Heather look good. You look rested. How is your boys? Let's see.
Hi.
Hi. Do you want to come and say hi?
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Better.
Yeah, better. Because you were sick. But now you're better.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Chase?
Henry.
Yeah. But are you dressed up as Chase?
Swimming.
Swimming?
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing your swimming shorts. You want to go swimming, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to have a swimming birthday in a couple weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. I'm going to finish this pretty quick and then I'll come up. Okay? All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Can you shut the door? Thank you. So he's doing pretty good. The other boys are doing good too. I really have to check my heart at times with Moscow guys and Fundy Jellicles. I want to be nice, but I also have a bad taste of all those guys. Yeah, it's at this point, I've given them enough charity, and they keep on proving me right. So I'm just done. I'm done. Be graceful in how you talk about people in general, but I'm not gonna give them the benefit of a doubt anymore because they just always prove me right, and it just it's not a prideful thing. It's just like they're so predictable. Let's see. I cannot wait for the Michael Jackson documentary next year. I don't know. I have a hard time with stuff like that. I don't know if I'll see it. I wonder what MacArthur would do if one of his grandkids came out. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like I think I know what Johnny Mac would do. I've known a lot of preachers like that, especially as they get older and more staunch, and it's just they ruin all their relationships and how non-nuanced they are and how they don't listen. And at the end of the day, I might agree with their the stance that they take, but the way that they do it, it's really in your face, and probably makes the other people feel terrible, and not just terrible over sin, but just terrible as human beings. A letters wedding. Nice pivot. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I try to be creative because I don't know. I heard a long time ago that YouTube really dings you if you start talking about things in a very blunt way. And so I try to be a little creative with it. It's not like I'm scared to say the stuff. It's just I also want to be, I want my YouTube channel to do well. Let's see. And this year, people are acting ridiculous on Twitter. One woman is saying the grandma must clap and smile at the wedding, therefore must be in sin because clapping is an absolute must. Yeah, they're getting really where is that line? How much can you smile? Is it if you're smiling too much, is that a sin? It's just way too difficult of a conversation to have online for sure. But also, again, I would disagree with Begg on it, but definitely not with the other people. One of my friend's friend had a kid that and went for counseling, and they made this couple feel horrible. Yeah, there's a lot of bad ways of dealing with that kind of stuff, like sending kids to camp to try to pray it away and all that kind of stuff. It's just pretty horrible. Cassie says that is a hard situation. I had to turn down my cousin's asked to be her maid of honor. That sucks. She didn't talk to me anymore. Hard situation for sure. Yeah. And a lot of us who have had those kind of scenarios within our families, we understand how difficult the conversation is. But people who don't, or they don't care about people as much, like they'll just say it and they won't care about the ramifications, and maybe years later they'll come back to it and I think they'll regret the way that they handled it, even if they still agree with the stance that they took. But there's a right way to do it too. Britt says, for the people that are supposedly against cancel culture, they sure do love to participate in it. Oh, for sure. Like, well, guys, fundies are like the OG, cancel culture warriors. Like, what do you think separation is? Like, I mean, there is a biblical thing of separation, but I don't know if I would even categorize it as separation. But there are certain things that you got to be away from for sure. But I mean, that's what fundies have been doing. They just love separation. So, like, what is that? That's cancel culture. I still don't know what nuance means. I mean, a lot of people don't, so I think you're fine. Carol says, John MacArthur never admitted he was wrong about anything. I don't think he ever repents, at least not publicly, for sure. Pastor Cody, thanks for your willingness to comment on the whole Alistair Begg controversy. I've been extremely disappointed in the harsh responses. Yeah, and again, like, I think it's fine to say, like, it's a public thing, so I think it's fine to be like, I publicly disagree with Alistair Begg or whoever. Like, I think that's fine, but just to be like, he's the worst, and like, he shouldn't be invited to big events because of this thing. Like, really? Like, of all the stuff that goes on, specifically with John MacArthur, but also people who, he had do breakout sessions at Shepherd's Conference. He'll have those guys speak there, but as soon as Mark Dever or Al Mohler says something that he doesn't like, or now Alistair Begg, nope, they're not invited anymore. It's dumb. I go to a wedding, but the man on the middle cross said I can't. I would go, but oh snap! But did he really? Was that in red letters? I don't know. LOL, you're funny, knee slap. I try so hard. Tell my wife. Everyone go and spam my wife on Twitter. HeatherDino09, I think, is her Twitter handle. And let her know how funny I am and how she should appreciate my humor. Your son is your twin. Not that one. Although they do look like me quite a bit. My oldest is exactly like me. Like if you look at a picture of him and me when I was a kid, it is the same picture. Where he's my clone. Bo says, new studio is fire. Little man looks better. Yeah, he is. He's feeling a lot better. It was a hard night, Sunday night into Monday morning, but Monday was rough as far as, like, he just didn't want to eat, and that causes troubles with his diabetes, but everything's good now. I like the wallpaper and posters. All right. That's one vote. All right. I need to know, do you like the pattern? Do you think it's like cool to have like that garage, basement vibe? Or do you want navy blue? Because that's the other option. Don't come in here and say you should have this color or that color. I got the thing that was affordable and the thing that I know would work. So I have navy contact paper that should look good without giving so much glare. And I think that as soon as I get like the actual poster covers, there won't be as much glare on those. And also I need to light the room properly. This is just my one light here, but I'll do more. There's so many lights. Kind of. Thanks, Kelsey. I appreciate it. I'm going through. Pam. I'm babysitting my niece and I have to take her to dance class now. So I'll catch up with this later. Great to see the underdogs. Hey, what's up? Peter. Just moved to Pensacola, Florida. There's a lot of fundamental Baptist churches down here. Oh, yeah. Pensacola. Pepsi Cola. That's one of the main areas. Oh man, Dr. Dale Johnson. All right. Does your oldest have your personality? Basically, um, that's probably not great, but he seems pretty good. People like him. Um, it's like Christians have forgotten about grace and mercy. Yeah, you should do a video about that. Leave the wallpaper. Wendy says my vote is navy blue. Wendy and Ann going at it. They just who is right here? Who is right? Let's vote. um, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I kind of like it. But I think the navy will probably look better and more contrast and because right now my face blends into the background a little bit, and it'll look a little bit different once I get all the lighting going. But I think the navy will make everything pop out more. So I'll probably end up going with that. But I wanted to see what it looked like on a stream. I don't know. I kind of dig it. There's a part of me that just kind of digs it. Peter says I should keep it. And do you like tube lights? Maybe like a cool tube light in the back. Yeah, I've made some. They're expensive, but I've made some out of work lights and gels, and they work okay. And I'll probably use a couple, but I don't know. Like I did that, but I don't like the gamer kind of vibe of streaming. I like more of like a podcast kind of a look, and so I've gone away from like the colors and just like letting like the stuff that I decorate my background with and everything, let those stand out rather than just the light. But yeah, we'll see. I'll mess around with some things. I'll probably be changing things over the next month or so. So you'll see one stream and it'll be cool, and then the next week it'll look dumb, and you guys will be like, "Where's all the cool stuff?" If it's going to be wallpaper, it's got to be light wood pattern wallpaper. That's my motto. Well, I am not living by that motto because I don't want to buy more. But he votes navy blue. Cassie says wallpaper. Your face looks good with the wallpaper. All right. Without it, not so much. What is your weather like, Dean? Warmed up quite a bit, which was great, except for we've had water damage in this room in our basement. And I was a little concerned that day one we would have some water issues, but thankfully it is not. So looks like everything is okay. It's going to be a 50-50 vote probably. I missed you guys. Glad you're back. Glad to be back. Glad to have you guys back. And that's a good point about the gamer feel. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. All the Twitch streamers with lights glowing and everything. Also the problem with that is unless you have a super nice camera, the camera still has to work with all those lights and adjust and do things. And so sometimes your face will look washed out. And a lot of these streamer types, they don't care. They don't care about that, but I do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jeffrey, oh man, Jeffrey is one of the old school subscribers, way back in the day. I get on in time. Hey brother, what's up, Jeffrey? I hope you're having a good day, man. Last couple here. Bo says navy blue better, but current isn't bad at all. Okay, that's good to know. So if it I put one on and it looks just terrible, I could go back to this and you guys are saying that's okay. Mary Beth, hey, I finally caught a live. This is your first live. Mary Beth, welcome to the stream crew. I think it was just my headphones that was doing that. I think you guys got the all right sound effect. All right. Barbara checking in from the Yukon, Canada. That's awesome. I have to go. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We'll be back to our normal scheduled programming on Monday for Underdog Theology. I will see you then. Have a good weekend and week.